Video we'll be doing some more PLC programming in CODESYS, and today we will be doing some function block diagram programming here in CODESYS, and this video will be more larger and different than the other videos. In the other videos I have done more like how to use and how to do this sort of programming and how to use these special function block diagrams, symbols and blocks in CODESYS and what they are good for and how you can use them. So this will be more of a combination with uh, SR latch, set reset, and timer and counter. So and we'll be using some more ways, and we'll be doing some visualization also. So in this video, I will explain uh, how to do this PLC programming and how it works step by step. The goal of the program is to press the start button one time and a motor turns on, and after 10 seconds the motor turns off and the red lamp turns on. So let's start. So after you have made a project, you will go here to PLC program and you will go to function blocks, and we will use a new block we have not done before called Rtrig, and we'll drag it to network 1, and just let me explain what an Rtrig block is. So the first block, Rtrig or rising edge trigger, this block detects a quick press of the start button. When I press the button, the output called pulse becomes true for one PLC cycle. This makes sure the counter only increases one step per press. So now we will only have one press, but if we had three press, we will have to click the start button 3 times for the light to turn on by the rising edge detector. So here in the input, we will first have start button, and on the output, always drag in an assignment also to do an output. We will have pulse, and now in network 2 we will add an counter. So all the blocks are here in function blocks. So your CTU up counter, as it calls also CTU 0, and we will go to input will be pulse, reset will be reset counter, and the PV will be 1. And the CV, you don't have to care about it, you don't have to use it, you usually never have to use them in counters. You can, but I have never done it. And in the output, we'll drag in an assignment and we'll be calling the output count 1. So how the counter will work in this project is that every time the pulse signal becomes true, the counter increases by 1. I set the preset value PV to 1. So when the counter reaches 1, the output count 3 becomes true. So that's the thing that's how the counter works with the Rtrig block. So if we had used that we wanted the PV to be 3, we would have to click the start button 3 times, and the counter will count it from 0, 1, 2, 3, and then the green light would turn on. Or if we had used it to 5 or 6 or 10 or 2, it doesn't really matter. So now in network 3, we will do the set reset SR block, and this is a function that's called SR flip flop. I will show you guys and also explain how it works. So we drag in an SR block, we name it SR0, and we will have the set one, we will be called, it will be count 1 from counter, and the reset input will be timer done, and the output will be motor. So what the SR block does and what an SR flip-flop is with the motor is that the count-free signal goes into an SR flip-flop, and when the set input becomes true, the SR keeps the input motor turned on. This means kind of that the motor stays on even after the counter resets or the button is released. The motor stays on until the timer finishes. So now on network 4, we will have the timer. So we're just dragging a tone block, timer on delay, and we will have in the input of the timer, we will have motor, and on the PT, we will have the time, the set time we wanted to count from up to. We will have 10 seconds. You can have more or less seconds if you want, it doesn't really matter. And here we will have an assignment. In the output, it will be timer done. So now we will do the visualization or HMI. Let's use vertical. So what we will drag in is we will drag in 2 buttons or rectangles that we can use as buttons. We can add it like this. No, more so we can see the text. And we will have the text start. And here we will have reset. And now you will click on the rectangle start and you will go to input configuration and you will go to toggle and you will add variable start. And you will click in toggle 2. And to reset, you will do the same. But instead of start, we will have variable, where is it? Reset counter. And toggle. And now we will drag in lamps. So lamp 1. And we will have it be green. And the variable here will be start button. And the other lamp will be red. And the variable there will be timer done. Let me just think so that everything is right. I think it's supposed to be pulse, but we will see. So now build project. Oh, we have to remove that. So now build. Good, and now we'll go to online simulation and then online login. Yes. Takes a while. And now you go to debug and you click start. Now let's see if it works. Oh, wait, I think I did it wrong. Wait. It's supposed to be start. My wrong, my wrong. It's not pulse, it's start button. So now it's supposed to work. Reset, and now start. Now the green button is activated and you can see the timer: 5 seconds, 6 seconds, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we turn off the green and now the red is on. Timer done is true. We can see PV1, CV1. We clicked start one. So when we clicked start one time, the green button activated and the pulse and Rtrig and counter activated. After that, the timer started to go from 0 to 10 seconds and the red button is done. And now when we want to turn off the red button and reset the whole program, we click reset. So now we can see 0 seconds, everything is false. The only thing that is true is reset counter. So then when we click start, now, so it doesn't really matter how it works. When we do, if the start button is activated, still clicked on and activated, it doesn't really matter because the green button turns on anyway. So we can do it one more time. Start button true, counter 1 true, CV1, motor true, count 1 true, motor true, and it goes from 0 to 10 seconds. 10 seconds are gone and the red light is on. Count 1 true, motor true, timer done true. So everything is true. So reset. So yeah, I hope you guys like this video. I think it's a very fun and very easy and good exercise to do when you want to learn all these different ways of how and a more complete and complex exercise of how this exercise works. And how to use a timer, an SR block, an SR flip-flop, an Rtrig, a counter, and all that, and lights and buttons. It's very simple to do in visualization, and it's very fun, and you learn more than you think. For even people that do know how to do PLC programming, people that start doing PLC programming have to do these kinds of projects and tests to learn. So yeah, I hope you guys liked this video very much and that you learned something. As I said, very good exercise, very good to use and combine all these things when you have already learned or done smaller projects with only how to use and what a timer is or an SR block. And in this video, we learned what an Rtrig is and how to use it too, and what an SR flip-flop is. So see you guys in the next video.